Good afternoon, baseball fans. You are here with Ken from Yankees The Ugly Truth. Good afternoon. Interesting. Technical difficulty. No, not asleep. I heard myself speaking in delay, and I figured out what my problem was. We are back, and we're going to talk about some uh, baseball stuff, Yankees particularly, with regard to first deadline that we have. Unfortunately, the Yankees were eliminated from the postseason in the division series versus the Blue Jays. So we've been pretty much been doing a little bit of the sideline thing. This is my first open panel since we were eliminated and put out of the postseason. Going to go over a few things like the Cashman Boone press conference, uh, the levels of options that we have with regard to players like player opt-outs, team opt-outs, and mutual opt-outs, which could add to the free agent pool. Some of the top tier free agents that we have this off season, and some of the Yankee needs. Plus, this will be an open panel. Welcome, Stephen B. Glad to see you. Uh, this will be an open panel, so after I'm done talking over a bunch of stuff, then I'll open the floor up for people to come up and we can talk baseball. Let's see, first comment from Michael. World Series is going to be tough for the Yankees fans to watch. Most of them hate both teams, and I am certainly not going to disagree with you on that one. However, for this postseason, I will be doing play-by-plays for the entire World Series. World Series starts on Friday at 8 p.m. in Toronto, followed by a Saturday game, 8 p.m. Then they're on travel on Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday will be in LA. I will call the Monday, Tuesday games, but as you know, I bowl on Wednesday evenings. And Joe with NY Yankee Mania and Evan will be calling the Wednesday World Series game. And Thursday will be another travel day, and then Friday and Saturday are the last two games of the World Series if needed. What are some of the things that we as Yankee fans need to know? Well, 5 days after the World Series ends, uh, candidates who have arbitration or have not arbitration player options need to declare whether they're going to opt out of their current contracts. The teams need to know if they're opting out of a contract, and then there's the mutual option where the player and the team have to agree to uh, continue their contract. With regard to opt outs, there's already been some news. All right. Michael, The Cashman Boone press conference was a joke. All I got out of it were updates on Volpe and Rodon's surgery. All right, fair enough. The Boone Cashman press conference. I mean, honestly, if you thought that they were going to hop on stage and say, well, the team stinks. We have a lot of changes to be made, and this is how we're going to approach it. That wasn't going to be it. It was never going to be it. For me, the things that I garnered value out of, such as Michael mentioned, was the information that they put out about Anthony Volpe's surgery to repair his left labrum. They indicated that there was more damage than initially thought, and that he was going to start the season off on the shelf. With that being in mind, that may be an adjustment that the Yankees need to make with regard to this offseason. Are they willing to let Jose Caballero start out as the everyday shortstop? Let Oswaldo Cabrera walk out there as the everyday shortstop after his extensive ankle repair? Or are we going to try to pick somebody up? Or is there somebody in the minor leagues that we can bring up as a temporary holdfast? Or do we bring back Ahmed Rosario? Second piece of information that was useful out of that conference was that Carlos Rodon ended up requiring surgery to clean up bone chips and bone spurs in his pitching elbow. Also note that Carlos Rodon would not start the season off with the Yankees and would be coming in at some subsequent time. What that is, they didn't indicate. So that may additionally put a stressor on the Yankees, because we already know that Garrett Cole is on the shelf to begin next season and won't be back until mid to late May at the earliest estimates. So do we have to go out and pick up another arm in the offseason? Or are we going to start out with a rotation, something similar to a Marcus Stroman, a rookie Will Warren, and Cookie Carrasco? Hello, Wendy. Appreciate you being here. So, I mean, these are questions that, for me, were spurned out of the press conference. All the other stuff to me was window dressing, and I'm not going to go over it because there wasn't really any true content in it. Player options. First on the list is Pete Alonso, first baseman for the New York Mets. He has a player option this year. Hey, Nancy, Wendy, and he has already announced that he is opting out of his contract, so he will be a free agent out there on the market. Second player is Cody Bellinger, first baseman outfielder for the Yankees, and he has already indicated that he is opting out of his contract. Shane Bieber, who pitched against us in the division series, has a player option from the Blue Jays. He may opt out. Alex Bregman, the third baseman for the Red Sox, has already announced that he will be opting out of his remaining $80 million contract. Edwin Diaz, the closer for the Mets, has a player option, and he indicated that he would be opting out also. Jack Flaherty of the Tigers, the starter, is a possible opt-out candidate. The Braves signed Hae-Sung Kim to a 2-year deal, and he has an opt-out. He could definitely be available. Frankie Montas, starter from the Mets, has an opt-out. He spent most of the season on the injured list, and I seriously doubt he will opt out. Something similar to Tyler O'Neill, the center fielder for the Orioles. He was injured most of the season and has a player option, but I don't think he will opt out. Jock Peterson, the DH for the Rangers, had a very bad season. He's got another year left on his contract, and his numbers were the worst in his career. I can't see him opting out. Former Yankee reliever Wandy Peralta has 2 years left on his deal, and he has an opt out. From this year's Mariners team, Jorge Polanco has an option, second baseman, and he could opt out. Trevor Story, the shortstop for the Red Sox, has a player option. He could possibly opt out. It's the first year that he has been healthy in a number of years, and he had a pretty good season. That's a possibility. Robert Suarez, the relief pitcher and closer for the Padres, has a player option, and I could definitely see him opting out for a bigger deal. Players that have club options on them. Ozzie Albies has a $7 million club option. The Braves tried to move him this past deadline, so I could see them walking away from him. Jose Alvarado, the Phillies closer, who was not able to participate in the postseason because of his PED suspension. There's a club option on him. Not sure where the Phillies are feeling about him. Scott Barlow, a relief pitcher from the Reds, has a team option. William Contreras from the Milwaukee Brewers, their catcher, has a $12 million club option. I could see them walking away from him, although he is a fantastic catcher, had a great season, and has baseball IQ off the charts. They have two star pitchers in their bullpen or in their rotation, Brandon Woodruff and Freddie Peralta, who they may want to try to bring back to fortify the teams. And they're a small market team. They don't have a lot of money and could possibly walk away from Contreras. Red Sox, Jaron Duran, they tried moving him, but their outfield is overloaded. There's an $8 million club option on him. I could see them walking away if they can't trade him. Pete Fairbanks, relief pitcher for the Rays, has a club option. Tim Hill for the Yankees has a club option. Interesting one, Shota Imanaga. They have a club option on him, and if they exercise it, then it's guaranteed for the 26 through 28, and that's going to cost him $57 million. They may walk away from him in an effort to bring Kyle Tucker back into their fold, who is a free agent. Pierce Johnson, relief pitcher for the Braves, solid middle reliever, club option. Andrew Kittredge from the Cubs. Ramon Laureano from the Padres, former Orioles outfielder. There is a club option for $5 million for Jonathan Loaizaga. Can't see the Yankees exercising that, and I think that he will walk. Hey, John, how you doing? Another interesting name, Brandon Lowe from the Rays. $11.5 million club option. I could very easily see them walking away from him. Jorge Mateo from the Orioles. They're a young club. They got plenty of depth in the minor leagues, and I could see them walking. John Means of the Guardians, been injured. I could see them walking from him. Max Muncy, third baseman for the Dodgers. There is a $10 million club option on him. He's getting older. I could see them walking away from him to bring on a new player like Murakami. And let's see. Okamoto sounds as though he could be a perfect fit for the New York Yankees. All right, we're going to talk about that one. If we bring Okamoto on, he is primarily a first baseman. He's played some third base and played a little bit of outfield. Are we sure we want to bring him on to basically take over Paul Goldschmidt's spot? And if we do, what does that mean for Ben Rice? Let's see. I've heard rumors that Hal wants to lower the payroll next season, but who knows if we should believe it. Yeah, a lot of that reporting coming out about the payroll for next season is clickbait. Unless you hear it coming from Hal or Cash, I wouldn't believe it. The reporting from Bobby Malone is that the Yankees have about $60 million to play with next season, and he's got an estimate of bringing Cody Bellinger back at $38 million, which I think is a gross over exaggeration of what it's going to cost to bring him back. And that would leave us, about 22 million for all the remaining holes that the Yankees have. Right now, we know that we're going to need to address the first base slot. Grisham is a free agent. Bellinger is going to be a free agent. So we'll have at least 2 outfield slots that we have to address. One of the things that the Yankees did this year is we had a trio of left-handed hitting catchers. I've never seen it in all the years of baseball. I don't think that it was truly a resounding success. And I think that the Yankees will move to rectify that situation this offseason, whether it be bringing in a veteran catcher like JT Realmuto, who is 35 years old and has probably seen better part of his starting days as a catcher done with, but he's a very productive player. Word on the street is that Realmuto's looking for a contract roughly 2 years, somewhere in the ballpark of $14 million. Definitely affordable under the Yankee realm, and see that as a possible spot for us. Back to the player options, or the team options. Salvatore Perez of the Royals, $13.5 million club option. I think it would be hard for them to walk away from him since he has been their mainstay for pretty much since their World Series years. Chris Sale of the Braves, $18 million club option. I could see them walking from him. There is a $20 million club option for Luis Robert Jr. with the White Sox. I could see them walking from him. And those are the high points with regard to club options. The mutual options are Harrison Bader, Elias Diaz, Mario Estrada, Kyle Farmer, Mitch Garver, Lucas Giolito, Randall Grutchick, Austin Hayes, Liam Hendrick, and Rhys Hoskin, Michael King. So there are and Brandon Woodruff. So there are some interesting names out there. Do I see any scenarios where the Yankees lose both Bellinger and Grisham? With regard to Bellinger, so long as he is a Boris client, anything can happen. I mean, honestly, I thought that Soto would be back as a Yankee, as much as I didn't want that to happen. he took free agency and earned his big bag of cash, and then he got to sit the postseason out. Bellinger, this was the first time that he's been back in the postseason for a number of years. He's beloved in New York, and I think that the Yankees will do everything that they can to bring him back. The wild card is Trent Grisham. The qualifying offer this year is going to be right around $22 million. I think that the Yankees will offer Grisham offer him the QO. He's making $5 million this year. Could he take the qualifying offer? I certainly agree, or think he could. With regard to a free agent contract, right now, it's looking like he is going to get roughly a 3-year deal worth about $52.5 million. That puts it at about 17 million, 17.5 million AAV for 3 seasons. If that were the case, I would certainly bring Grisham back also. I don't give a damn about Dominguez. Don't think he's a major league outfielder, and don't trust his defense. I thought if the Yankees truly wanted to improve him as an outfielder, they would have sent him to winter ball last year and the Arizona Fall League this year. Well, Dominguez is not in the Arizona Fall League, and I seriously doubt they're going to send him to winter ball this year. So I don't think that the Yankees are really looking at him as a future outfielder. Could we bring up Spencer Jones? Sure, I think he's going to get a fair shot out of the at spring training. And he may come up as an outfielder. Will he be an everyday starting outfielder? I don't know. There are some plus factors with him. Yankee fans love him, adore him like they did Dominguez, but if he doesn't show in the major leagues, I could see the Yankees making him a 4th outfielder. And frankly, with Grisham, Bellinger, and Judge, you had 3 of the top 10 hitting outfielders in baseball last season. With regard to defense, they were number 2 for all major league outfields. So would I have an issue with bringing Grisham and Bellinger back? No, certainly not. That would probably be my more favorable look. All right, we're going to talk about some of the top free agents from the catching position. We have JT Realmuto, possibly Salvador Perez, Victor Caratini, Danny Jansen. Depth is not really there. At first base, Pete Alonso, Josh Naylor, Brian O'Hearn, Carlos Santana, Luis Ariz, Paul Goldschmidt. And at second, the top war person is Gleyber Torres, Brandon Lowe, Willie Castro, Jorge Polanco, Julio Iglesias, Luis Rengifo, Ahmed Rosario, shortstop Miguel Rojas. He had a 4.5 WAR. He's 37 years old. Bo Bichette, Trevor Story, Hae-Sung Kim, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Third base, you have Alex Bregman, Eugenio Suarez, possibly Max Muncy, Paul DeJong, and Yohan Moncada. Left field, Rob Refsnyder, Miguel Andujar, Austin Hayes, Jesse Winkler. Let's see. From Beagle Dad, Ken, what do you think about the coaches that have been chosen to be replaced? Some of the coaches that have been fired from other teams. Well, let's see. Chapman was not offered a contract back. First base coach and infield coach. I mean, 5, half a dozen. I mean, was he an impact coach? I don't think so. So I don't think it's a big swing and a miss. Mike Harkey, the bullpen coach, longtime Yankee coach. I mean, the dude sits out in the bullpen. He gets a phone call that says, warm up some pitcher out of the bullpen. He tells the guy, start throwing until your arm is loose. Let me know. And then he calls the dugout and says the guy's ready to go. I mean, is that an impact coach? I don't really think so. Miguel Rojas, I know, is interviewing for the job with the Orioles. I would have fired him personally last year. And the hitting coach that they promoted to come up, and James Rawson is supposed to be interviewing for another open job, I think, with the Twins. Rocco Baldelli's old spot. Promoting the hitting coach from down in the minor leagues to be the assistant hitting coach at the Yankees. A lot of people are thinking, well, that's not really a great move. I tend to think that it is a good move because he had players like Ben Rice, Austin Wells, Anthony Volpe, Jason Dominguez, some of these younger players that were doing extremely well in the minor leagues. And when they came up to the major leagues, they just didn't hit well. The guy that helped them develop their hitting approach that got them through the minor leagues, he might be able to get through to these guys and may be able to get something out there that James Rawson hasn't been able to. And Jonathan says he would like to see the Yankees go in a new direction for the manager. Well, there are probably about 75% or greater fans that support your train of thought. I don't think it's going to happen. I tell you what, I'm going to drop the link now. And anybody wanting to come up? And John the Beagle Dad, you were right on point with me, brother. I would like to see the analytical staff fired. I've been calling for changes there for quite some time, and we have our first guest of the day, John Browning.
Hey, how's it going?
Ready?
Yeah,
So what do you know?
well, I know that ESPN just broke I guess Passon or whoever um broke news about the Giants hiring one of the Tennessee coaches, forget his name, but as their new manager. So the first coach ever to go from college ball to NFL to MLB.
Well, you know, in the college realm, uh, SEC baseball is tops, and coming out of Tennessee, he's definitely SEC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how the Vols did College World Series type stuff.
Well, look, I mean, they were competing. I mean, but the SEC in baseball, I don't catch it too much, but it's a lot of powerhouses in the SEC. Like most of the time, SEC in any of their sports is usually, they got a lot of teams that beat up each other. So
Yes, they
yeah.
do. For years and years, the SEC was noted for football, but they have definitely extended their dominance into baseball and are moving that way in basketball. So they are becoming a all-around powerhouse in all the major sports that are on
Right.
the strategic level.
But yeah, I mean, so you got that, and then you got news that Okamoto or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's kind of how it looks at it. Um, so he's most likely going to be posted. They haven't officially, but they're all intentions that he's going to get posted by the Yamamari Giants, the same team that Hideki Matsui played for. And I mean, he is a contact guy. But yeah, he does mostly play infield. So I mean that there's an option there. Then there's always the Bryce Harper chatter. Um, you know, about if the Phillies really want to trade him and the Yankees can swoop in and get him, would you trade a Wells and a Warren, given the fact that Harper is on the back end of his career?
I wouldn't make that move at all. Wouldn't even consider it.
Wouldn't even consider.
Nope. I mean, he's owed a lot of money. He's on the downhill slide of his contract. We've got somebody else here. Hello?
Let's be a troll.
See ya. Gonzos are us. Roger that.
But yeah, I mean, there's an option there. I mean, because we do need contact bats to get in on this team, especially around uh, Judge and Stanton. And I do believe we're gonna. In my gut, some reason I believe that we're gonna retain Cody Bellinger.
Would not disagree.
Yeah, I mean Grisham. As much as I would like him, I think that some teams are gonna give him multi-year deal because they're desperate for a center fielder, and he just had his career year.
Let's see. We'll bring a comment up from Jonathan. Yankees should have gotten Harper when he was a free agent instead of Stanton. Stanton was the guy that we pulled.
Right. No, and I understand that too, but that's kind of the classic Yankees. Remember with Gary Sheffield, we got him at the end of his career.
Right.
Same thing with Kenny Lofton.
Well,
And
and that was a George Steinbrenner thing. He tended to like big names and picked them up towards the end of their tenure, and they didn't really fare well in New York.
no, yeah, Gary Sheffield wasn't the same that he was, in his prime. And the same thing with Kenny Lofton. It was like this guy
Sheff-
used to.
Sheffield was the guy that knocked Vladimir Guerrero off the Yankees hop. We had a deal with him, and George nixed it in favor of Sheffield.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine what the Yankees would have been with the best
Glad.
bad ball hitter in baseball?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
that's been the spark of avid hate from his kid, Vlad Jr.
Vladdy Jr. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Vlad Senior would have been awesome on the Yankees, but I think George was golfing buddies with Gary Sheffield.
So, what do you think are the positions that we need to uh, address from the 2026 perspective? Where do we need to add players, do you feel?
We need to upgrade on catcher. That's number one. I don't want another year where Walt Wells is our main catcher and all those lefty guys that really didn't do much. Um, Wells just didn't. I mean, I know there's sophomore slumps, but he just did barely. But then the other one is we definitely need a first baseman. Um, and whether we TJ Rumfield and bring him up and give him a full year, or we bring in a veteran guy along with TJ Rumfield. Um, that's awesome. But then, and then the other one is whoever it's gonna replace. Because I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with Spencer Jones being in center field, but we will need a fourth outfielder. 'Cause, I mean, I see Dominguez getting traded for pitching, especially if we're gonna have to go to get another starter with the whole Rodon and Cole not coming, probably not coming back till May.
Well, for me, I am 100% in on two players off the bat. I think that the Yankees, I don't give a damn about the Japanese hitter. I would rather bring in Josh Naylor, who will be a free agent. He is
Oh yeah,
28 years old. They're looking at a 3-year, $44 million contract on him as the projected. He's a plus defender. He stole 30 bases as a fat man.
big man can run.
He stole 30 bases this past season, which was the same as Jazz Chisholm. He only
Right.
got out twice.
Right.
Naylor is a contact guy who runs into power, and I think that he would play circles around Ben Rice.
Oh yeah.
Have no issues
No.
about him on. He would be my number one free agent signing. Plus, the additional caveat with Naylor is Naylor was traded at the deadline, so they cannot they cannot put in a qualifying offer. So he's not going to cost us 2 draft picks and $1 million in free agency compensation money. We got Joe coming up. Hey Mario, welcome to the stream. Hey Joe.
Yeah. Hey Joe.
With regard to Naylor,
hey, how you doing?
Hey, welcome. With regard to Naylor, you saw that he has a pedigree in postseason. He was one of the few members that actually hit in the clutch. And I am interested in bringing in players to the team that are going to help Judge out, where Judge isn't forced to carry the food. And a lot of people subscribe that Judge isn't a clutch postseason guy. Well, I think he rewrote his narrative this year with hitting over 600 while we were in the playoffs. And I think he put more contact bats around him that can force the other team not to walk him avidly or throw unintentional, intentional walks at him. I think good things happen for the Yankees offense. So he is the first one that I look at. The Cardinals have indicated that they are willing to move Brendan Donovan in the offseason. Donovan, I think, is a true impact player. He is all right, I got another guy here.
Hey guys, what's the topic on today's discussion?
Postseason move for the Yankees.
Oh, that sucks. Let's change that shit.
Excuse me?
The topic. It sucks.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice day.
That's not for you then. Jeez. Unbelievable.
Well, that's what happens when you open panels up, and sometimes you get good, sometimes you don't.
Hey, what are your thoughts on the World Series, and how do you feel about calling your very first World Series game?
Well, I mean, it's an exciting time of the year. I'm not really in favor of either team. Actually, I can't stand either team, but a lot of the subscribers don't have the option of watching the game or whatnot. And I will call and try to paint as good a picture as I can for the people out in the streams. And I'll take my 20% dislikes from the guys that are on the losing end of the thing, and I will go with it from there. But I enjoy calling the games, and I will do the best that I can. First World
Right.
Series,
You
a
know,
little bit excited for it.
yeah, it's kind of sad that I don't understand how people could give dislikes or whatever, being the fact that you do this, you're good at what you do, you make it fun, you turn around and 99% of what pitch is coming, what the strategy is. I mean, I would think that people would enjoy something like that and not criticize it, whether you like it or not. And that's such it's so ridiculous, it makes no sense. Some of the stuff that you say on here, Ken, you don't get on the baseball channel. They know they talk gibberish. They're not going to say, "Oh, the next bit." No, what they're going to do is talk about, well, the Yankees really didn't belong here or something. We don't need to hear that garbage. We need to hear some real. You want it. You want baseball. You listen to a channel like this, because even though we know, let's say Ken is a Yankee fan, he's going to call it down the line. But if certain things happen, my God, it's like he's got you. We got to be perfect for somebody to give us a thumbs up. Fans, chill out a little bit. My God, we work very, very hard for what we do, and we try to, and especially Ken here, he gives you every Yankee game. He gives you every playoff game. He deserves a little kudos here, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Except for
Guys,
on Wednesdays.
except on Wednesdays. But I mean, come on. Let's chill out here. Let's chill out and let's give the due.
Yeah, but you got also have to remember, Joe, people listening in on my stream, especially play by plays, almost 70% of them are not subscribed to Yankees The Ugly Truth.
I know the feeling. I
so
have 38%.
So, with 70%, that's fan bases from other teams. And, folks tend to kill the messenger regardless of whether they're responsible for the message or not. I'm willing to accept it. And I call the game for everybody. And I know that there are a lot of folks that I've talked with you offline about this. I have a huge international following for my play-by-plays. During the Blue Jays Mariners game, the analytics for one of my games was 48% Canadian.
Wow.
And 32% American. So that's an international following. Plus, I had people in Mexico listening with this closed caption stuff. I've got folks in the Dominican Republic that have players that they support on various teams. So I had thought about actually calling a game in Spanish, but figured I'd lose my entire American content. So I'll just let them use the CC.
Yeah.
Well,
I
the
want
one
to
bet.
address a comment from Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
I would get Donovan, but at what cost? Well, the Cardinals are going into rebuild mode. They've got a lot of young talent. Their areas of need are going to be starting pitching, catching, and outfielders. What would I be willing to walk from? Austin Wells would be a catcher that I would offer as major league talent. He's worked with a young staff and could have the potential to work out well for them. That would alleviate a problem with the Yankees. I would have no problem trading Jason Dominguez to them. And if they're looking for starting pitching, Will Warren or Luis Hill are definitely candidates on my list. A couple, not the whole slack of them, but I think a deal could be done. There are several years of control left with Donovan, and there's bad feelings after after he lost the ARB hearing with St. Louis this year, and that generally you tend to see bad feelings spark from that.
Yeah.
And comment from Michael: bullpens are tricky. When you sign someone, you really don't know what you're going to get, and that's no more evident with Devin Williams. If you were to ask every Yankee fan on the planet when we made the trade for Williams, everyone would have given you the thumbs up. But the performance that he had for the first 2.5 months was the worst closer in baseball. His numbers were horrendous. And when he got relieved from the closer position and put into a less high leverage situation, he did quite well for the Yankees. Do the Yankees bring him back? Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing him come back. Not as a closer, though, and certainly not for closer money.
Well, there's some rumors out there in the Red Sox Nation papers that they're ready to offer Luke Weaver a 3-year deal to go in their bullpen. Just what we need, another ex-Yankee in the Red Sox bullpen.
But Weaver has also indicated that he is wanting to be a pseudo Clay Holmes type player where he wants to be a starter also. And Weaver's pedigree is he was a starter.
Right. So was Weaver, and Weaver wasn't very good.
Well, Michael King had good success of going back to being a starter, to being a reliever for a while. And then you had the Nestor Cortez experiment. So a lot of these relievers that are, stretch and multi-inning guys, a lot of them want to stretch out to be a closer. I mean, to become a starter again, because there's more money as a starter per se than a bullpen arm.
Yeah.
Hey, Jacob, welcome to the stream. Mario. And
but it's also not for everybody, because like Clay Holmes, he started out blazing in the season, and then he just totally fell off the planet.
Mm-hmm. You sure did.
You got to look at Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes pitched 3 times as many innings as he ever had as a professional. So, there was definitely going to be a downfall there.
Mm-hmm.
And he did a great job coming out in the opening part of the season for him. They looked like aces, but I knew it wasn't going to last.
Yeah, I also knew that thing wasn't really going to last, especially because they didn't want to ease him into it. They put him in the rotation. Like, whereas when I said with Michael King and with Nestor Cortez, the Yankees stretched those guys out, and it was kind of a slow process.
Hey, Michael. Hey, FJ. I'm going to answer a question from Yassine. Would you trade for Freddie Peralta from the Brewers? Me personally, the answer is no.
Nope.
Peralta, he showed me what I needed to see in the postseason. Yep. He was basically he is a five inning Joe, maybe 6. You're lucky in the regular season. We got plenty of those kind of guys, and the investment that we would have to make in Peralta, I do not think he would be worthwhile. Plus, you saw what he did, the staunch hitting team in the Dodgers. So he's not the postseason pedigree that I would consider bringing in.
He's also
one Ken, and I don't mean to interrupt, but I mentioned on the show this morning, I have it on good authority that Michael King would love to come back here, and Yankees are definitely one of the teams that he's going to talk to, and I have it on very good authority.
Well, the problem with Hig is there is I believe it's a club option on him. So whether the Padres are willing to let him go, I don't think so.
Yeah.
he may be a possible trade deadline acquisition or whatnot, but actually, the option on King is a mutual option. So the club controls part of that. And the question from Jonathan, did the Yankees go after Bellinger or Tucker? I'm not going for Tucker at all.
Nope.
Don't want him.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
I'm a
nope.
hard.
Towards the latter part of the season, he was non-competitive, ended up having to sit because of injuries and whatnot. And you're looking at a guy who's going to cost 42 million a year
Yeah,
on a contract.
I said he.
Not willing to invest that kind of money in him.
And the way he played at the end, he lost 100 million. That's the way
Oh
I-
wow, Francisco Lindor just had a minor elbow procedure after the season. Expected to be ready for spring training,
Thanks for the
but
heads
how
up.
much? How much would it affect him coming back from those procedures?
Well, I'll tell you right now, it wouldn't surprise me now that the Mets go after Rosario for insurance. You watch.
Yeah.
You watch.
And
They
then,
put it out there now.
and then back there, I know we was talking about Brendan Donovan. That is a guy I've been wanting. Among a lot of Yankee fans, we've been wanting, with all these rumors over the years. But can he play short?
Actually, that's what he came up as a shortstop. He shifted
Okay,
over to
well,
second base, and he plays both corner outfield positions. So he has positional authority.
Yeah.
He is a leadoff hitter type and a contact hitter.
well,
And he is the
that's check
prototypical
on my
type of
box.
person. Let's see.
And we know that he can, be a dog on the field.
I'd have a nice lunch, Wendy. Appreciate you hopping into the stream. And I haven't even said this one once yet during this stream. For those of you that are here, if you could, please hit the like button, share the channel out. And if you're not a member of the Yankees The Ugly Truth family, please consider subscribing to one and the same. And if you
But yeah.
haven't caught any of Joe's content on, it's now NY Mania, twice the NY Yankee Mania, hop on over there and listen to the. I got 9 likes. Fantastic.
But you also agree with me that we should move on from Wells and then have bring in a veteran guy and have Rice as catcher.
I
Just
think
to upgrade our catcher.
I feel that Rice is more suited to be a catcher than he is a first baseman. He is adequate at the position, but I don't think that he could ever be exceptional as a first baseman. And some of the hallmarks that the Yankees have had throughout our championship years are marquee players at first base. Looking at Chris Chambliss, Tino Martinez, Mark Teixeira,
Donnie Baseball, Lou Gehrig.
Donnie Baseball was a fantastic first baseman, but not during our championships. Hell,
But yeah,
Donnie
that's
Baseball was the only player that the Yankees actually had for fans to cheer.
for a while, yeah. But
And let's
I
see,
mean,
Michael says, I am afraid that the Yankees will greatly overpay for Bellinger, which will limit other moves that they can make this offseason. I do
Right.
not think that the Yankees are going to overpay for Bellinger. And another one, Rosario has not played much shortstop in recent years, but he was not particularly good defensively when he played the position regularly. Yeah, and he would not be a primary option. He would be a backup to Jose Caballero.
Right.
right.
But it's a comfort with his bat coming off the bench instead
And
of having
that was something that I was extremely happy of that Cash did at the deadline. Is he greatly improved our bench depth. At least when we had players coming off the bench, there was a modicum of hope that they could produce and get hits. Whereas when we had players like Jumai Jones and Yorbit Vivas, there was no hope in hell we were going to get a hit out of him. It wasn't even
Pablo Reyes.
Pablo Reyes
Did you have to
or
mention that name?
the eighth wonder of the world.
Oswaldo Peraza.
Another one.
Yeah.
Another
So we had
one.
an extremely bad bench last World Series, and
Mm-hmm.
going into this postseason, we had a very good bench.
Well, and then a couple years ago, we had like an aging bench. We had Josh Donaldson. We had, who was it? Just a couple other old farts.
John the Beagle Dad said, "Hey Joe, salute. You got your own fan club here."
What?
But
I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
John the Beagle's dad gave you a salute. You have a fan club here on Yankees The Ugly Truth.
Well, thank you, John. But I'm here to support Ken. I love the channel. I think Ken is fantastic, and I'm very, very happy and excited that he's with us all the time. He is family to us, and anytime I could help in any which way, I'm gonna do it. And thank you, John. And I love the chat. I love everybody here, and I always tell everybody on NY Mania, Yankee Mania, to come here and rah Ken and listen to what he has to say. So thank you
Let's
for that.
see. Jonathan comment Cabrera is coming back without a doubt. However, if you were to put the shoe on the other foot, would you pick Cabrera or Caballero?
Jose.
Jose.
The stream out there?
Cabrera can be Cabrera can be our super utility guy.
Yep.
Who we can use in the outfield. I mean, because he filled in adequately. And right, he can play almost every position except catching.
I have a wonderful feeling in my bones that Cabrera is gonna do a lot of good stuff next year. I really do. I just think there's something about Cabrera. He's gonna break out next year. I just
What?
feel it.
I mean, before he broke his ankle in Seattle, I mean, you noticed that he was putting with the solid numbers, um, on the verge of breaking them, but you could tell that he was like the heart and soul of the team because, like, as soon as he went down, the team's morale kind of
Yeah.
went for a
But you know
while.
what? But you know what, Sean? The team morale went up when we got Rosario and
Rosario
Jose.
and yeah, yeah, and
Man,
then
did
when we
it
got
go up.
the all those guys that Cashman brought in the trade deadline, Ryan McMahon right before the deadline. Oh yeah, the
Yep.
team's morale went up.
No, I agree.
Jonathan says Caballero or Cabrera for the bench. You were talking about the weak bench. I think that I don't feel that Caballero is going to be an everyday player after Volpe gets back. I think they'll work Volpe back in to be the starting shortstop. That puts Caballero in as another super utility player.
Right. And I mean, until
and-
Volpe gets back, you might see a platoon of Caballero and Cabrera at short.
Maybe, yeah. I could see that. Do you guys, either one of you guys, think that the Yankees would consider trading Chaz Chisholm?
Well, he's in the last year of arbitration. If we were to bring in a player like Donovan, I think that would possibly make Jazz expendable. However, the other thing that you have to remember is Jazz has positional versatility also. In his time in Miami, he was actually their center fielder.
Yes.
So if we bring back Bellinger and slot Jazz into the outfield, that could definitely work. Jazz has an incredibly strong arm, speed, and he's got a little bit of that magic pop in the bat and base stealing ability that Trent Grisham doesn't have.
Yeah,
Plus a
that's
little
true.
swagger.
A little, a lot.
And let's
Well,
see.
I mean, it's not the corporate Yankees when he's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah, you're right.
Michael
You're right.
Joyner. We invested in Bellinger. He played the whole year with the Yankees. He was successful and deserves consideration. Without a doubt. As a matter of fact, I personally think that some of Bellinger's defensive plays turned the season around for the Yankees. The one particularly against the Mets when he made that shoestring catch and then gunned out
Lindor.
Lindor and Soto at first base.
Yep.
So I think that was one of the hallmark moments for the Yankees during the postseason. Bellinger screwed up a play. Boone got on him in the dugout, and then the next inning he gunned a runner out going home.
Mm-hmm.
I said that too. I
He
said
is-
that was going to change the season, and it kind of did.
Yeah.
He is the type of player with his defense, his baseball IQ, can turn on the dime for the Yankees as a team. So I would love nothing better than to see Bellinger return for the rest of his career as a New York Yankee.
Oh yeah. Plus, also you see the chemistry that Bellinger had with Judge.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it, but Judge looked like he was just relaxed. He wasn't worried about what
anything
his
in the
other team is.
outfield.
He could just play his game
Yep.
in the outfield. He wasn't worried about, oh man,
Ken,
you know.
I wanted to mention to you, Ken, that it's funny you should mention Hallmark because we were on the same page with Hallmark, man, with the Christmas movies. Man, oh man, this is the time. This is the time of year. It's the best, and we even have that in common. So we go back and forth, and that's great for a show, Ken. We dissect what's going on. Can't always be. We go in the fantasy world like the WWE, but
Oh,
yeah, but I think it's great, guys. For a relaxing night, man, put on the Hallmark Channel. Watch those Christmas movies. They really inspire. They're so good. They're so family wholesome. I don't see how you cannot enjoy those movies. I don't care if the ending's the same. I don't care about that. It's relaxing and great for the family entertainment, and I'm all for it. And I have chats with Ken about it, and I think it's awesome. I
hey,
really do.
hey, no, I'm a Hallmark person too. Like I'll watch the Hallmark movies. Especially this Christmas when it's movies around the clock. You know.
Well, they're
It
doing it
started on
right now.
Friday.
I was
Friday
tell,
was
Yeah.
I was Ken and I were counting down the hours. Friday night they went on 24 hours. Goodbye,
Right.
Golden Girls, and welcome Christmas.
Yep.
But yeah,
But
no,
yeah.
it's a nice diversion once in a while, and I'm glad Ken is into that because we have a lot in common when it comes to that. That's for
Oh yeah.
sure. I didn't mean to change the subject, but and by the way, guys, the Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center is going up any day now. So here we go.
and let's see. Michael comment. I don't want to see Volpe be the Yankees regularly everyday shortstop again. Well, it may not be something that we want to see, but I have the sneaking suspicion that it's going to be.
But we
And
don't know how much shorter that leash is gonna be. Like, are they gonna do a sneaky thing? Wait till he comes back and platoon him? Are they gonna give it right back to him? We don't know, cause Brian Cashman and the Yankees can make wild decisions sometimes.
and let's see, Michael Bellinger has that style, that class, that is a signature New York Yankees thing. And from John Cooper, Volpe is an athlete, but a torn labrum can have lasting effects. And I think that they're going to be very cautious with Volpe, and Caballero will have a long leash at shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are calling to bring in Bichette from the Blue Jays, and I think that Bichette is going to cost us $21 million a year.
Oh, yeah.
He is probably a better hitter than Volpe. His defense is far inferior to Volpe. He has a very bad career defensive scale in F4.
That is that in the most
and the
the
other
most
thing is, if you bring him in on a contract, you are going to risk the possibility of blocking George Lombard Jr. at the major league level, who I think is going to be given the opportunity to at least be the everyday shortstop for the Yankees in the future. And in my opinion, I think that they rushed Volpe to the major leagues a little too quickly, and that's why we have the issues with him that we have. And with Volpe being here, he at least provides a buffer to ensure that the same thing doesn't happen to Lombard Jr.
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
No,
You're
and the
absolutely right.
Boba thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kim, but I know he's missed significant time the last 3 seasons due to injuries. I mean, he's been injury prone. Uh, Mostly like leg stuff, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Like
You're
I
100% right.
I said on your chat this morning, Joe, players often don't come back from labor and surgery. Yankees had 2 players in the past who didn't.
It's possible. The one good thing is he's only 23, 24 years old. So hopefully his body will heal a lot faster than a 40-year-old or a 35-year-old. So he's got that going. I think he'll be okay.
John Lombard Jr. is not at AAA. He's at AA.
No, and I think we traded away the guy, one of the shortstops at AAA, that Riggio or Rockio. We traded him, I think, for Bird, right?
Yeah. That was a mistake. Unless Bird really comes up, and changes, but he looked terrible. Oh my God! And
I
I
think
know all creators were like, "Get Bird, get Bird, get Bird." Yeah, they got him all right.
well,
He was
I was
awful.
I was one of them. I wanted Bird and Halverson both.
Yeah, well, I said creators. I didn't want to say you.
Yeah, well, screw you.
By the
And you know what? I'm going to have the last laugh on this deal too. I guarantee it.
I hope so. I
I think
listen.
Bird.
I wouldn't
I
mind if he
believe Bird's
pushed
gonna
up
bounce
Bird
back.
that we had in the '80s.
Jonathan has it. It was Rock Riggio at second base who got traded in that Bird deal.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought for some reason I thought he was a shortstop, but
No, Nitin's guy interviewed him, and then he was traded like 2 days later.
Yeah, that's why I say that Nathan needs to stay away from all freaking Yankee prospects because he was up there with Flores too, and he got traded. It's like, well, shit. Maybe you should go talk to Elmer Rodriguez Cruz and see if we can get him traded too in the caveat.
Oh, by the way, guys, I got a surprise in the mail today, this morning. One of the surgeons I'm very friendly with in NYU Hospital here in New York. He was doing some stuff for he does a lot for the Yankees, the Giants, and all. Well, he sent me, believe it or not, a really nice signed baseball by none other than Aaron Boone. I was like, wow. I don't know if I should keep this or throw it somewhere. I was like, wow. It says this is courtesy and compliment, courtesy of a late arrival for your retirement, Joe. Good luck, Aaron Boone. I was like, wow. I,
hey,
I thought that was cool.
I mean, you
So
could have joked with the surgeon and said, "You got me the wrong Aaron."
Yeah, that's well. Although I got to be honest, when I retired that day, they presented me with a in-game bat from Carlos Beltran that he got a double off of and won a game for the Yankees.
Oh
So I
wow.
can't. Yeah, I can't complain. So I just thought it was a cool story.
If Cam Schlittler continues to progress, he would inherit the ace pitching position from Garrett Cole. Well, we will see. I mean, right now we're looking at starters for this coming season, and we already know that Cole is going to be on the shelf, and so is
Rendon.
Carlos Rendon. Rodon.
Yeah, and then
Is that going to promulgate us going after a pitcher, whether it be in the trade market or out in the open market? I can't see
yeah,
us going after a tier one pitcher starter.
we'll probably
But
get a solid tier 3 if it's a starter.
well, I mean, one of the guys that could be of interest, is Chris Bassett. There's
Mm-hmm.
a mutual option with the Blue Jays. He did a good job pitching in the postseason against the Mariners. Um,
I'd rather have Michael King.
Well, and
yeah,
then they're
Michael King is tied up with the Padres right now. Whether the Padres want to hold on to him, Bassett
right,
is an unconditional free agent.
right.
Hey, would you,
And then you,
Ken, would you bring back? Would you like to get back Peralta, Wandy Peralta?
No, no.
Really?
no, you mean Mr. Changeup?
He was good, man. He got a lot of left-handed hitters out.
You don't.
But all he threw was one pitch. But then again, Mo did too. So,
Yeah, so did Mo, and I don't think he was too bad.
but what do you think about Max Scherzer?
But yeah, but we'll see. Well, yeah. Listen, there's a lot of work to be done, and we just every day there's going to be something that we're going to be talking about one way or the other. So, but yeah, so guys, I wanted to come and say hello. Ken, I definitely wish you well with doing the World Series games. Thank you for inviting us to do Wednesday game, and I hope you jump on with us, and I hope you come on some of the panel in the next few days. That we're going to be doing a few things, so I appreciate it, and I want to say everybody, please come in and listen and watch Ken for the World Series. It's a happening, and I for one will be definitely watching the game and listening to Ken. So. Um, thank you all, and hopefully we'll see you with some coffee, bagels, and Lavazza coffee. And guys, love to see you very soon, anytime. And have a great day, everyone. And let's go Yankees. Ken, God bless you, and God bless your family.
Thank you. Most
Sean, goodbye.
appreciated.
Okay, that's all I get now.
You hear me? We okay?
Yes,
Yeah, I hear you. Like
we
King
have.
gets a whole long goodbye. I get just bye.
I have. We've been on for about an hour and 15 minutes, so we're going to shut this one down. Any last thoughts there, Sean?
Yeah, no, I mean, we got this World Series, and whoever wins, I was saying earlier that it's probably gonna go 7. I know some people think it may go sooner, but it's two good teams, and they're both feisty. So I see it going 7. But I don't really care who wins. Um, because I just really can't find myself rooting for one or the other. Um, but also the thing with the off-season moves, man, we just gotta wait and see. Um, there's a lot of moves I would like them to make, But with Cashman, he might throw us some moves out of left field, along with some great moves that a lot of us are expecting him to make. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. It's going to be wild and crazy. 5 days after the last game of the World Series, um, whatever game that is. Um, but yeah, guys, just enjoy this time. Prepare for the holidays. Try and find a relax. Come along with us as we call some of the games for other sporting events too. We got football and we got basketball starting up. Uh, but yeah, and then the winter meetings are coming up too, so it's gonna be a lot of things. So hang on to your seats.
Yep.
All right, and I want to thank the John and Joe for coming up on the panel, and screw the two trolls that were up here. Glad I banned both your asses so you'll never be back. Thank you, everyone who is taking part in the stream. I appreciate your comments and your support. You guys bring a lot to the show, and it is always appreciated. I'm going to do another open panel tomorrow. Not sure the time. So for those of you that are subscribed, make sure that your notifications are hit so that you know when we go live. It's probably going to be a down and dirty pre World Series review. And then I will call the game one on Friday evening at 8 p.m. Joe has a open panel tomorrow night on NY Yankee Mania going over the World Series. And on Friday evening at 6:30, Joe, you have Yankee Nostalgia Night
Yes.
with a bunch of old farts to give views and indications of World Series and teams of the past from the 60s, 70s. I don't think anybody has fond memories of the 80s, but the mid 90s also. So hop on the streams, join, and listen and talk a little bit of baseball. And I will end in my traditional fashion with let's go Yankees, and we'll see you in the funny papers. Have a great afternoon.